So thank you everyone for joining me this evening for essential oils and how to support yourself when you work in the animal industry. So this has honestly become something that is a very big passion for me because I've seen how this has changed people's lives, and I can't shut up about it because I've seen what it does. And tonight I want to give you hopefully a glimmer of hope about something that can help you when you're working with animals. And I'll kind of go through why I think that I can actually share this with you and the experiences that I've had, and then ways that you may be able to support yourself. So we'll get started. And I just want to make sure you know I'm not a vet, I'm not a doctor. Make sure anything that I do say today, you do research yourself and make your own decisions for, because I am not medically trained in any way. A lot of what I am going to be talking about is from personal experience and what I have witnessed with using essential oils with the people that have been my staff and other people that aren't necessarily my staff that I've worked with, and I've seen the difference that it's made in their lives, and also with the animals too. So, and anything that I do refer to is in relation to doTERRA, and you'll understand that as I go through, I'll explain why that is. So today I'm going to talk about what essential oils are, why I think you should use them, how you can use them, and then for those that are interested, how you can get them as well. So I should start with a little bit about myself. It was funny kind of going back through this and putting all these pictures up and finding pictures about the journey that I've had, because I've been in the animal industry for over 15 years, but I've been involved with animals my whole life. So I kind of grew up helping with my sister and her husband's dairy farm. I was always bringing home animals. I had blue-tongue lizards and ducks and all sorts of things as I was growing up. So for me, animals have been a big part of my life for my whole life. I have that empathy towards them, and I have the understanding that people have who work with animals. So as far as my journey and the credentials, I guess, that I've got, I started working with horses in 2001. My husband actually gave me some horse riding lessons. I never thought that I could work with animals without being a vet and doing a lot of extra study. And for me, study's not a big thing that I love to do, so it wasn't something that really appealed to me. So I started working with horses, and that got me into thinking that I could actually do something working with animals. When we moved with my husband's work, I started working in a pet store, and that gave me a lot of understanding of animals. I did so much research and started to really learn a lot about animals. From that point, I actually decided to start my own business, and you can see the little yellow, my original trailer. Back in 2003, I opened my first mobile trailer, and that was pet sitting, dog washing. I didn't want to groom dogs, I didn't want to clip them. Pet sitting, dog walking, dog washing, and I had some retail things on there as well. I then studied, in 2005, I studied animal management. I said I would never clip dogs, and part of that course was involved with clipping dogs, and I didn't do it because I said I'd never clip dogs. I did start to employ staff from 2004 on through there. I started clipping dogs in 2006, so that's when I started to have those employees come on. They actually knew how to clip, and so they were the ones that were actually looking after the clipping side of it, because I said I'd never clip dogs and I didn't want to. So I then moved on to opening my first retail salon, so a grooming salon and a retail outlet in 2007. And then that was a big learning curve for me, because I started to employ a lot more people, and I got to see a lot more the kind of people who work with animals. In 2009, I opened a second salon, and so I had the two going, and I was juggling staff and all that. If anyone in here has multiple salons or have staff, you can probably understand the headaches and stress that I went through. I had some of my worst years ever in 2010 and 2011, all sorts of stress with staff and running two salons and not making any money, because I'm a groomer who's a people pleaser and wanted to make sure everyone else was doing well. In 2011, I decided to travel to the USA to study cat grooming through the National Cat Groomers Institute of America. And I came back as Australia's first CFMG. And that was a huge thing for me to do that, because I also said I'd never groom cats. So moral of the story so far is never say never. I then in 2011, after 2012, I actually opened a cat exclusive salon next to one of my other salons and closed one of them. So I had the two salons next door to each other. That still had issues with having staff and all that kind of things going in there. In 2013, I actually sold my mobile grooming business. We had upgraded to a van and all that kind of stuff, and we sold that off. And in 2015, I sold my dog grooming part of my business and rebranded for a cat exclusive grooming salon called Aristocats. And that's kind of been my journey along the way in working with animals. And I have met a lot of people along the way throughout this journey, and I have seen the struggles that people have and the type of people who work with animals. We're people pleasers. We often don't value the work that we do. We undercharge. We work too long hours, and I know because I've been there. I've totally been there. But I've had times when I've had, you can see pictures down the bottom there where I've had 10 staff members, 15 staff members at a time. So I have had a lot of experience with working with people who work with animals as well. So that's where I'm coming with this one. Today is not really going to be about using oils to help the animals. As an overall thing, yes, when you're using oils, they are actually going to help the animals, but I'm not going to give you specifics about what you can do to actually help the animals. This is more about helping yourself, because I think this is something that's really lacking in the animal industry. So what I want to talk to you about is what an essential oil is. So you've probably all heard about essential oils, and they're in everything. You kind of go, oh, an essential oil is an essential oil. But what an essential oil is actually the medicinal compound that is taken from a plant. That it's an aromatic medicinal compound, and the plant would actually use those essential oils to help ward off and fight all sorts of threats that it comes under. So it can be fungal, viral, bacterial, environmental, all that kind of stuff. And because an essential oil is natural, it's actually the lifeblood of the plant. And because it's a natural compound, our body actually understands how to use it. And we can use the essential oils very similar to what a plant would do to support themselves. So we've got this amazing program in our body that understands it because it's natural. So when you look at an essential oil, this is actually a peppermint. And if I had peppermint here, I'd let you smell it because it's absolutely amazing. This is a zoomed in picture of a peppermint leaf. So the purple picture is actually got little white sacs of the essential oil. And so those oils are gently steamed from the plant, and we get those essential oils separated, and we can use them to support ourselves. So peppermint's great. It's very cooling. Helps you even if you're feeling flustered and, you get hot flushes because you're flustered. It's great for any stomach upsets, any kind of digestive issues, or it can also help with opening your airways as well. So it's a really great oil. 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So I need you to kind of understand that when we're talking about this, that they're very, very potent. And you're using small amounts frequently rather than going for big doses of things that you may be used to doing previously. So it's using something that's 50 to 70 times more potent than a herb. So you can use them as an alternative to synthetic remedies. Because our body understands it, it means that we can use it a lot more effectively than a lot of the synthetic products, and you're not necessarily going to get any side effects from it, and it's safe for the whole family. And you can use it in a self-informed way. You've got a way of doing self-care for yourself, and you can play a proactive role in your health. Essential oils can actually penetrate into the cell as well, and there's actually not a lot of nothing really can cross into the cell and help to support your body on a cellular level. So it's really powerful how they can help, and they can actually cross into the blood-brain barrier, and they can get up and help with brain function and affect your moods. And I know that that's a big thing that a lot of animal care workers struggle with, emotional issues. And when you can affect your brain and your moods, you've got something that's really powerful that will be able to support you. So they can be a really great effective way to help fight off molds, funguses, viruses and bacteria in a plant. And like I said before, it's the plant's natural defense mechanism, and we can tap into that for our own benefits. They're very cost effective as well. So when you are using essential oils, you're looking at using 1 drop at a time. So that 1 drop of peppermint oil that you may have start to get a bit of a headache or head tension, or you want to cool yourself down, that 1 drop is going to cost you 10 cents. So that bottle of peppermint oil, it's over there, that 1 drop of peppermint oil might cost you $25, but there's 250 drops in a 15 ml bottle of essential oil. And that can help to support your whole body. So you're using very small amounts and it becomes very cost effective. And when you look at ways that you can actually use the essential oils to maybe alleviate things that normally you might go and see someone else for. Let's say you're going to the doctor because you've become quite sick, you've come down with something, you go see the doctor and they send you home saying there's nothing you can do, bed rest, fluids, that's it. With essential oils, there's something you can do because they work on that cellular level. They can help your body to fight off what's going on. And it is important to understand that I'm not telling you to not go to the doctor or use any kind of medical treatments for anything. I would never suggest that. Essential oils can work really well alongside that. If you are on any kind of medications or anything, please make sure you do speak to your health practitioner about that as well, because as I said, I'm not a doctor and I cannot advise on anything like that. I do know of people who use them quite effectively alongside and have been able to reduce a lot of the stuff that they've been on before. So it can help to save you money in that regard as well. But it's not just the cost dollars wise. I know a lot of people are looking for solutions. And if you can have a solution that's there, it's priceless. Like I know that there's been people who've worked for me who are using essential oils now that had no option before. It's changed their life. So that's what you're kind of working on when you are using them. So if there was something that could help you improve and support your health and well-being that was safe, affordable and effective, would you use it? And I know when I ask that question in person to people, I normally get a resounding yes, because people are looking for that kind of option available. So what oils do I use and why? So like I said at the start, I am going to talk about doTERRA oils. And the thing that I hear a lot is what's the difference between the two kinds of oils. Excuse me for a moment. Why should I choose that oil over this oil? It does come down to the quality of the oils, and there is no regulation in the essential oil industry. So someone can say something on an essential oil bottle and it doesn't actually have to have what they say on there. And there's a lot of testing and things that go on that find a lot of companies are actually making false claims on their oils. So doTERRA have a quality that they have created themselves, a brand, trademark that they have created that has their quality, and that's their quality that they've made because they wanted their own benchmark. And it's called CPTG. And CPTG is certified pure therapeutic grade. It means that it's 100% natural. There's nothing else in there, no traces of synthetics. When you use essential oils that have got synthetics in them, it can affect your endocrine system. It can be quite toxic to you. It can affect your moods. It can affect all sorts of things. So that's the same when you're using those, like as a groomer, those fake shampoos and all that kind of stuff that actually starts to affect your body because you're breathing it in all the time. So that's a real big passion of mine. I always made sure I was using natural products that had natural as much as I could, because I know the damage that it can have. So that's something to be really aware of, cleaning products and all that kind of stuff. A product may say that it's 100% pure, but that oil bottle only needs to have 1% pure oil in there to make that claim. It's ridiculous. You can get a 15 ml bottle, it's got 1% pure oil and the rest is a multi-purpose liquid. They don't tell you what's in that. It's a bit scary, really. So the difference with doTERRA is they actually source from around the world and they get where an oil is actually going to be growing the best. So they get the best quality oil, and it means that they've got a higher potency. They have a better chemical makeup in the oils, and they tend to be more effective and potent. And doTERRA has actually had a lot of medical institutes, research institutes, come to them wanting to do studies with doTERRA oils because they have been getting results with those oils and then tried it with other companies and not being able to replicate those results. So they know that doTERRA oils have a fail-safe. They do 13 individual tests on every batch of oil before they come out to make sure that the quality and the potency is there. So that's what's the difference with them, and that's why I choose to use them. The other thing that I absolutely love is the way that they source indigenously and go to a lot of third world countries and source from people who have been growing these plants and making these oils for hundreds of years that get the best quality oils, but they're also supporting, I guess, communities that have no other way to make money. And doTERRA is giving them fair wages on time and also supporting their communities with things like schools, medical facilities, training, all sorts of stuff that they would never have any other way. So they're totally making a difference throughout the world. It's an amazing thing to be a part of. I know that every bottle of oil that I purchase is supporting other people besides my family. So why do you think so many vets and doctors are now using and recommending essential oils? And if you were here, I'd actually get a lot of people saying because they work, and it's true. I've seen a lot of, there's actually, where's my book? This book here, it's called The Animal Desk Reference, and this is written by Dr. Melissa Shelton. And this has a lot of research that she's done about using essential oils, particularly with animals. But there's so much research now that we have about essential oils actually helping people. And that's what we want to be using. This is science-based. This isn't just airy-fairy stuff. There's a lot of science behind using essential oils now. So these are some reasons that vets have been using them to help within their actual practices for animals and why they turn to it. But this was actually done in, saying my internet connection is unstable, so I'm hoping you can still hear me. This was done quite a while ago, and there's been a big shift in learning about essential oils since then, so a lot more people would probably be using them. So things like they're effective, safe, and there's a lot of research to support them. They're going to help with behavioural problems, calming and aggression, wound care. There's better treatment options. There's just so many things that they're able to support with, and that's why a lot of vets are now turning to them. So when we're using oils for ourselves, we want to make sure that what we're using isn't going to be detrimental to the animals that we're working with. And that is one of the reasons having the best quality oil is actually going to be better for the animals as well. Because if you're using a synthetic type oil as you're working around animals, it's going to affect them a lot worse than it will affect you, because they're smaller and it takes a smaller amount of oils to actually affect them. And so this is from Dr. Shelton, who wrote this massive book. And it's basically saying the quality of the oils is how you get results. Making sure you've got the best quality of oils also means that you're less likely to have any adverse reactions come up. So how do we use oils? There's 3 ways that you can use the oils, and I'll kind of go through how I've used them at work as well as at home, because what I've found when using oils at work, they can be really beneficial, but if you're not supporting yourself all the time with oils as kind of a band-aid solution, because we were getting a lot better results when, like, all my staff who were working for me ended up using these oils because they were using them at work and had phenomenal response with them. So because they were supporting themselves at home for different things, they'd come into work and have amazing results there because they were already supported before they came to work too. So there's 3 ways you can use them. The first is aromatic, and this is probably the most commonly used one that people know about. I've actually got a diffuser pendant around my neck at the moment, so I can smell the oils. It's a really great one. Aromatically is the best way to support your moods. So if you're feeling really crappy for whatever reason, put a diffuser on with some really great uplifting oils like citrus oils. Some of the emotional oils are really fantastic for helping support your moods. I know as a groomer and as I've also worked in boarding kennels, etc. I've been in lots of different places. We cop a lot of crap, basically. We have a very emotive job and we deal with a lot of emotions. And what can happen is one thing can trigger something that will affect the day, the week, even the month, and sometimes the year. And when we've got something that we can support ourselves with emotionally, the days actually get easier. And we started to have a lot more of a Zen-like grooming environment once we started to diffuse the oils every day. And my staff would come in and choose the oils that they felt they needed. I let them go for it because, you know what, I want my staff happy because it increases their productivity, they're happy to be at work and all that kind of stuff. So they would come in and choose the oils and it would help to settle them. And also the animals were a lot more settled because when we're settled, animals are reading off our emotions and our energy. So when we're settled, we have a much better response with the animals. And the ones that come in that are a bit all over the place, you can use things to help that support them. So like in that bottom picture down the bottom there, that's if any of you guys were on the Facebook event, I did put up a video of this cat. This is Petal, who's a 19-year-old cat who I couldn't groom the first time she came in. Her mum wanted a line clip. I did a bath and sent her home. The next time she came in, she said, can we do a line clip? I'm like, oh, I don't think so, but I'll try it. And I had oils this time and we used some lavender for her and she literally just laid there and did not even hiss or swipe or anything. I was totally blown away by that. So it can actually help you in your work environment when you're supporting yourself and then having something else that you can use in those moments to support the animals that need it. A really easy way to use your oils is get the bottle and breathe it in. You can put a drop in your hand, rub it together, and cup it around your mouth as well. And you'll actually get a really great support and it will help your body within 2 to 3 minutes. You'll feel the change. It's phenomenal. I had that when I had a cranky customer. Apparently they didn't like something about the groom and had left a message and I had to call them back and I was doing, nervous things. I hate confrontation. And I got my wild orange out, put a drop in my hand and I just sat there for a couple of minutes before calling, breathing it in. I could feel myself calming down and I could collect my thoughts and I called her. It was much easier that way. So there's ways that you can use them to support you in everything that comes up. Make sure that you're not actually using a burner because I used to use a tea light candle when I didn't know any better. It changes the chemical structure of the oils and you'll get a smell. Often it's a burnt smell, not as nice, but you won't get the therapeutic benefits of the oils. The other way you can use them is topically. And topically is a great way to get straight in through the skin into the bloodstream and it helps to support your body very, very quickly. It's about 30 seconds to get into your bloodstream. And that's one thing I want to point out too, just quickly on all the products that you're using in the animal industry. When you put them on your skin, they're getting into your bloodstream. So just be really mindful of that. It's something I'm really passionate about. But you can use the essential oils. On the bottom of your feet is great because that is, if you know anything about reflexology, your feet have points in them that correspond to other parts of your body. So you can massage oils into different parts of your body, of your feet, to correspond to other parts in your body. It's like all the nerve endings in your body finish at your feet. And so you can be massaging into your feet and it's like a super highway that goes straight up through different parts of your body. It's really powerful. You can apply to the back of your neck for any kind of head tension, over your forehead and around here. Anyway that's just a little bit sore or you're looking for targeted relief, apply it there, but apply it with a carrier oil. This is something like this. This is fractionated coconut oil. Just means that the oils aren't going on your skin neat and it avoids skin sensitivities. And it's a really great product because it doesn't go rancid. It doesn't smell like coconut and it just absorbs really well into your skin. So this is just some of the ideas that you can use the reflexology. So for example, your big toe corresponds to your brain. So if you're struggling to go to sleep at night, you can rub a sedative type oil like vetiver or lavender or cedarwood or something that's really calming into your big toe and it helps to calm your brain down so that you can relax and rest a bit more and get some sleep. It turns off your brain. You can also take your oils internally, doTERRA oils. This is specifically for doTERRA oils. So at the moment I've got some honey and some lemon in here. Lemon's great for soothing your throat. I've been putting lavender and lemon and frankincense on my throat to try and make sure that I can get through this as well. But you can get targeted relief to your whole body by taking it internally. I do have a picture of a dog drinking there. You can use internally with animals, particularly dogs and horses and things. Be very mindful if you are using them with cats. It can be quite toxic for cats. I'm not going into that tonight at all. But you want to make sure if you are offering them to animals in their water source that they have their own fresh water they can go to that have no oils in it. But I'd actually take, like that picture there, I take drops of oils into veggie capsules and take them down internally. So when I've been fighting off this cold, I've taken some oils that are known for boosting my immune system, and I just take them in a capsule, and it helps to support me to get my body's immune system working really well. So as far as emotionally, the oils work on such an amazing level to help support you emotionally. And these are probably the most important, not the most important, yes, the most important when it comes to the supporting how a lot of animal workers feel. Because I know we're very emotive people, we take on a lot, and we just get crap in our lives, basically. We deal with a lot. And this is something you can turn to in those moments that you've got a lot going on. So I'd often, if I was getting worked up because there was an animal that was coming in that was in really neglected, I might use some lavender peace to help calm me down, and maybe some forgive to help me forgive the person who's brought in an animal like this. It doesn't change everything and fix it. It helps your body to deal with the emotions. It's really, really powerful. And those 4 oils on the right would be, I use at least one of all of those oils. Every week I'd be using, every day I'd be using at least one of those oils. They're really phenomenal. So who can use essential oils in the animal industry? Anyone can. Whatever that you're doing in the animal industry, wherever you are. I've had people that are in mobile grooming trailers that use essential oils because it's been an amazing support to them. There's dog walkers, there's pet sitters, there's vets, all sorts of people I have helped introduce to essential oils are using them and having amazing results with them for themselves and also the animals as well. And look, I've seen the picture with the horse there. Did some amazing work with a friend with their horses, and the results there were phenomenal. Just watching these horses and the change that they had just by smelling the oils, it was phenomenal. It's really a very exciting thing to step into because you see these animals when you work with them too and support them, how easy they are to get through a lot of the crap they're dealing with just by using oils that help them to release it, a lot of the issues. So I'm going to go over some of the top suggestions that I would suggest for people that are working with animals. And as I go through this, there is a list of the oil. The oil will be there. Then it'll say, I'm not going to go into all the details of every single oil, so I'll go through a bit quickly. Otherwise, I could be here forever talking about every oil. It'll have the physical things they can help with. And it'll also say the emotional side of things, how they can support you emotionally. Sounds a bit out there and airy-fairy with the whole emotions and how it supports your emotions. Don't knock it until you've tried it, because it's absolutely amazing how they can help you with different things when you're struggling with emotions. It just blows my mind. So, and this is also something you can use for animals when they've got these kind of issues, like the emotional issues there. They can actually be used with aromatherapy to support them to move through them too. So my number one oil that we use all the time, and I would say make sure you have this oil, is lavender. Phenomenal for calming you down, any kind of skin irritations. Like if I've got scratched by a cat or dog or anything, I would apply diluted lavender onto my skin, and it would just help that soothe it and also help it to heal itself really well. This is the one that I tend to use for calming down the animals before grooming them. That tends to be kind of the angry animals, sometimes the stressed animals. This type tends to be the one that we go for. We would put a drop of oil onto a cotton ball and sit it in front of the animal so that they could smell it. I would never apply oils to an animal. Sometimes I would put it on my hands, rub it together. So there's only one drop, and I might hold them around the animal's face, but back from them so that it's not so overwhelming, because they're very, very sensitive to smell. And I would just hold it like a cage just so that they would get a bit of aromatherapy through there. And sometimes I'd massage it through their coat as well to calm them down. This one is more for the scattered type of animals, and it's the same for us. When you're coming in feeling scattered and all over the place, balance helps you to feel grounded. So applying this to the bottom of your feet at the start of the day is going to help you be able to, it just brings things back to being okay. And it's phenomenal with how it works so quickly. For those with kids, I use this on my 3-year-old daughter, and it can help her. This is like our temper tantrum tamer. It can help my daughter come out of a tantrum like 2 to 3 minutes, and it's phenomenal. It works just about every time with her. When we know something's coming, we'll apply it to her, and we'll even just diffuse it around the witching hour, making dinner. This is the one that goes in. It's a phenomenal oil, and I wish doTERRA would pipe it into my house so I had it on tap. It's phenomenal. The other one that, so this is the third one that, these are the top 3 that I use in the salon. Lavender Peace, or Serenity, it's called in the US. This one works for my son, so balance doesn't work as much for him. Lavender Peace helps to calm him down, but we would use this also for the animals and also for me. So if I'm feeling angry about something, that's really good for calming me down. If you're feeling anxious too, lavender or Lavender Peace are really good options to use. Sorry, I'm trying not to cough so much, sorry. Now, Citrus Bliss is really uplifting. So for those of you who may be struggling with emotional issues and moods and things that you're really looking for support, these top 4 oils, so Balance, Lavender Peace, Citrus Bliss, and Elevation, which is the next one, I just highly recommend that you invest in those for yourselves, because they help with your moods like you wouldn't believe. Citrus Bliss sounds as good as it actually smells. It's like this amazing citrusy, what's the smell? It's not musk. I'm trying to remember what it is. It just smells amazing. It makes my mouth water every time I use it. And it can be calming as well as uplifting. So you can use that in those days where you're feeling a little bit low. Put some Citrus Bliss on and it helps you to feel good. Elevation. These are the days that you're feeling really sad and blue and just like life sucks. This is the one that brings some joy back into your life. It really helps you get going and energizes you. It's a really beautiful light aroma. So those 4 oils, must-haves in my opinion for people that are struggling with emotional type of issues. Frankincense is known as the king of oils. When in doubt, use frankincense. And like I said, I'm using it over my throat at the moment to help with my throat. It's an overall calming oil. And a lot of people will actually take a drop of frankincense underneath their tongue as an overall immune support and calming for the day. Tastes not amazing, but it works really, really well. Frankincense also helps boost the effectiveness of other oils. So if you're, you might be using lavender and wanting to calm down a bit more, you might put a little bit of lavender on your feet and then follow with frankincense. And frankincense really helps to boost the benefits of lavender. Well, any oil really. So these are known as the emotional aromatherapy oils. And they will help with those different moods that you might be going through that need something specifically tailored to how you're feeling. And I use a lot of these, like Motivate is probably one of my favorite because it gets me going and it gives me the motivation to go through the day. I have used Forgive, like I said, when people are terrible with their animals, and some Console as well, helping me to feel better about the crappy things that I'm witnessing and helping me to forgive for my benefit, not for their benefit. But these are very powerful oils as well. On Guard is one of doTERRA's most popular blends because it's an immune boosting oil, and I've been using that to get rid of this nasty head cold that I've got. It's not even a head cold anymore, it's just been something. I haven't actually got really sick. I've lost my voice today, but I've gone through feeling like I'm getting sick to feeling like I'm getting better without that horrible moment in between, because I've been using oils regularly, and then when I come on to feeling not well, I use something like this to help to boost my immune system. So it's rather than having peaks and troughs that are really big and low, I can have something that's, I'm going along and then something kind of comes as a bump. I've got an oil that helps me bring me back down as well. So they're not as intense. I use this for cleaning. It is phenomenal. It's got some of the most potent oils in there with antioxidants like clove. It's got the highest ORAC rating in regards to antioxidants. It will help get rid of all the nasty crap that's going on in the air, whether you've got people that are sick coming in and you're sharing phones and clippers and blades and all that kind of stuff. You can diffuse this in the air and also spray it on your benches and all your tools as well with it. Like I mentioned before, some of the products that are used in the animal industry are extremely dangerous, and I now use these products because I know that they're safe. The On Guard cleaning concentrate I make up into a spray, and that will spray my benches and disinfect everything for me. I am really sensitive to synthetics, and it will give me a headache. Within 5 minutes, I can feel my eyes feeling funny, and I start to taste it on my tongue, and I feel horrible. And when I use these products, I don't get that, and I can breathe in the room as well. And when I used to work in the pet store, I remember having to clean out the pens with bleach, hot water, and there was something else we used in there, and I could feel that eating into my lungs, but I knew nothing better at the time. And we weren't even wearing gloves. It was terrible. So making sure that you're using products that are good, safe for you, but also effective. So cleaning hands as well. You want to use an antibacterial type thing, obviously working with animals, but do you want to use one that's got an ingredient called tricycline in there that causes cancer, or would you rather use something that doesn't have it in there and is actually more effective? So the On Guard foamy hand wash, awesome. It's really great. And all these can be business expenses. It's awesome. When you're feeling anxious, wild orange is one of my all-time favorite oils. When you feel anxious, this will just totally calm your whole body. It gives you extra energy as well, so you can add it into your water and take it in your water bottle. I would often put a drop of water into my water bottle during the day, and just because water on its own can sometimes need a bit of a boost, but also maybe some peppermint and wild orange together to give me an energy boost, and that would help me to get through the day as well. Just on that, make sure that you don't use plastic when you're using essential oils, because they'll break down the plastic. And if you're using it in a water bottle, you're going to drink that plastic, which ideally we want to cut down on our toxins and not drink them. But wild orange is just absolutely beautiful. It's one of my all-time favorite oils. Peppermint we talked about before, great for respiratory, great for cooling down your system, any kind of digestive issues, and respiratory, I've already said that. But yeah, it's a lovely one. You can also take it in as a breath freshener as well. Helps you feel more alert. Lemon, one of my most used oils. So like I said, I've got some in my water here to help soothe my throat. It can actually stop bleeding like really, really quickly. It doesn't sting because it's from the peel, it's not from the juice. So I have had cuts on myself where you know how you get those little cuts where you don't realize your hand's there and you get a little V cut from the scissors because they're so sharp. Drop of lemon on there and it actually stops the bleeding really, really quickly. Cleaning, it helps with respiratory, so you can use it over your nose as well if you're getting issues. You can use lemon, peppermint and lavender for any kind of seasonal issues. It helps to open that up and seasonal discomfort. That lemon just can do anything basically. I use it to clean my kitchen, my bench, get sticky stuff off things. It's just phenomenal. It also helps you to focus too, so you can actually use that to keep you on task as well. And being a citrus oil, it lifts your mood. Digestion, any kind of digestive upsets. So sometimes you can be referring these type of oils to your clients who have animals who struggle with motion sickness as well. They could be diffusing this in their car, or just put a drop on a cotton ball in front of the vent in their car and help with that motion sickness issues. It also helps with sinus issues. So our body actually digests down mucus, and when we've got it stuck up here in our sinuses, you can apply Digest then across here and it helps to break it down in your body to digest it. It's phenomenal. It'll help a lot of those sinus issues. Helichrysum is like liquid sutures. So lemon can stop the bleeding, but helichrysum is just phenomenal. It's an extremely precious oil. So it is one of the more expensive ones, but amazing, amazing oil. You can put that on there to help soothe the skin and any kind of wound care as well. I have got photos of, I think it was a tumor or something that they were using helichrysum, frankincense, and maybe lavender. And this was on a dog. And I think it was about 3 to 6 weeks or so, it actually got rid of it using these oils. It's just phenomenal. Help the body to fight it off. Now, I'm sorry if there's guys in here, but it would be remiss of me if I didn't tell you ladies about this oil. We suffer enough crappy stuff as it is. Working with animals, you don't want to add on that extra, monthly visit that comes along. This is phenomenal. It's your new best friend. Let's just say buy it because it's phenomenal. It'll change your life if you have struggles with any kind of hormonal issues. Sorry. And this one is like a muscle support. It will help with any kind of sore joints and muscles. Grooming, that lower back pain, amazing. Like it's just phenomenal. Put it on before the start of the day and then after for support as well. It's really great. I'm sorry. And you can actually get it as a rub, and the rub is longer lasting, and it's just like it's full on, and it's known as the male converter, because when guys use this, they fall in love with using oils because they see how powerful this is. Now, doTERRA actually has some of the best supplements that you can get. And if you really want to work on those emotional issues that you're dealing with, making sure your body is nourished from the inside out is really important. So these supplements actually have their essential oils infused in them, and they are doTERRA's #1 selling product. So a company that is an essential oil company has their supplements as their #1 selling products. There's a lot about the quality and how these products work. And these have been detrimental in totally transforming people's lives, because when our body is nourished with food grade, food sourced supplements, it's actually going to have what it needs to thrive. And you'll find that a lot of people will actually change and transform when they get onto the Lifelong Vitality Pack. You can also use your oils to do things like a flea bomb without killing yourself, like leaving residue everywhere. If you are going to do this, make sure there's no animals and no humans around, and let it go off for 2 to 4 hours, and the little buggers aren't going to be there afterwards. Get rid of them as much as you can. So there's some resources that you can get. The top ones are great for how you can learn how to use the oils physically and also emotionally. If you are wanting to get things to help with using oils for animals, the bottom ones are really great for that and how you can learn how to use them. The thing that people often think is, there's so much to learn. How am I ever going to learn everything? You don't need to learn everything, because you've got resources that you can turn to find the answers. And part of doTERRA is, it's not just like any other place where you buy a product from. You actually start to become part of a family community, and people support each other on how to use the oils to support them. So it's a really different way of thinking as well. You get a lot of support with this. It's not just get your oils, work it out yourself. And that's really important to remember. So I'll quickly go over how you can actually get the oils. So there's different options. I know that there are people that are going to be joining from other parts of the world. So the things that I'm talking about are from the Australian market, but there are options available pretty much in every country. So you've got 2 options. You can pay $35, and that gives you a wholesale membership with doTERRA that has absolutely no requirements on you to do anything with besides buy at wholesale prices. There's no regular orders. There's no needing to sell things. There's nothing that's there that you have to do. So all it does is it gives you 25% off the retail prices, and you have the option of being able to purchase anything you want at any time. The other option, and honestly what most people go for, is starting with one of their enrollment kits that has that $35 fee waived, and they've got pre-selected kits that have oils that are the most commonly used ones that will get you started. And from there, again, you've got a wholesale membership that you can purchase oils at any time, and all their other products as well, at 25% off retail. So it's honestly the smartest way to go, getting a kit if you can, because it sets you up with having different things that you can go to. So some of the most popular, one of the most popular ones, honestly, is the Home Essentials kit. So that's the one on the top left, and that comes with a free diffuser, which means that you can use your oils straight away, and it comes with the full size bottles. You can get either 15 ml bottles in the Home Essentials, or you can get 5 ml bottles in the Essential kit. So you're getting 3 times as much the oil without having to pay 3 times as much the price. So you also get a free diffuser in there too. So what I normally recommend people do is start with the Home Essentials kit or the Essential kit, because those have got the 10 most commonly used oils that most of them are going to give you something that you can use for calming down, for sleep, for feeling anxious, for your muscle support, digestion, sinuses, immune support, because all those oils do more than one thing. And then from then, if you've got other things that maybe emotionally you want to look at, you can add those in at a later stage when you're ready to purchase some more. So you can also start just with that $35 wholesale thing and purchase a diffuser and maybe the 3 most common oils that just help with keeping things calm in the salon, or go for those 4 mood management oils. So those ones, normally people will start with the Home Essentials kit and then follow with these 4 oils, because then you've got things to help with. Like if people start with the mood management kit, they then say, Rita, I've got a sore throat, what can I use? And there's nothing in there. These are emotional and aromatic oils only. So you can use them topically. But if you've got something you want to boost your immune system with, this isn't going to do it. So that's why I normally say start with the other ones and then move into those, start to space things out. You don't have to get everything all at once. Actually space it out so you can learn how to use your oils as well. And that's the great thing about doTERRA. They've actually got a loyalty rewards program that you've probably seen everything. This is normally what happens. People see all these amazing things that you can use oils for. And I've only gone through maybe 10 to 12 of the oils that they have, maybe more. They've got like 70 or 80, whatever. And you go, I want everything. I highly suggest you don't start with everything because it's very overwhelming. Start with a good, whatever's going to suit you best. And then from there, you can start to build on that with what you need support for. doTERRA has this loyalty rewards program that as you purchase regularly, you'll actually earn points back on every order you place that you can use towards free product. It's totally flexible. There's no lock-in contract. There's no strings attached. It's just amazing, and you get heaps of free stuff. So that would be what I would suggest, that you start to build slowly rather than going, I want everything. It can be quite overwhelming. And with doTERRA, there's also 3 ways that you can use the oils. The first is just introducing them into your life and starting to live and change your life, and start to change over your cleaning products, your skincare, your shampoo and conditioner that you use for yourself to natural products. From then you may start to share with people, and what that means is you may have an experience where for the first time you've slept because you've used lavender, and someone else is struggling with lavender. You say, here, try my lavender, see how that helps. And that can actually start to get you commissions coming in that can pay for your oil, your regular monthly oil order, and it can give you extra cash as well. Then there's people like me who actually want to build this as a business, and you can support people and change their lives and help support them, and you can replace and multiply your income. Best thing about doTERRA is there's going to be no pressure on you. This is your account, your way, you do what you want. But these options are available at any time when you're ready. So as far as what I provide, when you do open an account with me through doTERRA, you'll get support on using your oils. I've got exclusive Facebook groups where you can start to learn and people support you. There's heaps of resources that I've got available for you. I offer training, business ideas if you're wanting to introduce these into your current business. So whether you're a vet, a boarding kennel, pet sitter, groomer, whatever. I've helped multiple people actually incorporate these oils into their business, where they're either selling them retail and they start to support their clients and the animals at home. And it's obviously a residual income that you can make. Now, if someone else has referred you to this webinar, please go back and speak to them, because doTERRA works it's like a family. You stay with the people that you're introduced to doTERRA with. So if someone else has referred to you, please go back and speak to them about how they'll support you. But if you've come through my invitation, I'd love to support you and help you find solutions to whatever it is that you're dealing with, and change your life basically, and take it at whatever pace you want to take it with. So if there's any questions, these are my contact details, and you can contact me at any time that is suitable for you. I do have a Facebook page where I teach about using essential oils, so that's vitalia.au. And I do lots of posts on there. There's lots of videos, all sorts of things that you can learn. If you are ready to start, you know what you want to do, you can go to mydoterra.com/Vitalia, and you can go and enroll yourself, and that will make you part of my actual support group. And I'll be able to contact you once that's happened, and I can plug you into everything. But thank you for joining me tonight. I hope that's given you some insight into how you may be able to help support yourself and your staff, the animals, your family as well. But please feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'd love to help you with any questions that you've got.